Good morning. Welcome to the Crawford County Commissioners Work Session for July 3rd. We'll start with the Adult Probation Office.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning,
Trevor.
The first one here is going to be a ratify. It was placed that way, but it's going to, we're requesting that the county pay $2,057.80 for the purchase of 22 new holsters for the Adult Probation Parole Office. Goes along with the 22 new firearms that are coming in from SIG. This amount will be reimbursed in full from the President Judge's County Supervision Fee Restricted Receipt account
Okay.
once that memo is made to the judge. So you'll pay, I'll memo the judge, and you'll be refunded.
We'll hold you to it. Okay.
Okay. The next one, this is ratified to pay invoice for global HR research in the amount of $7,505.47. This amount is covered by the drug and alcohol RIP grant. However, it met the threshold of over $5,000, so we need to bring it to a meeting. This was for this is for drug patches that we put on clients for drug testing on that program.
Any questions for Trevor?
No.
Thank you,
thanks,
Trevor.
sir.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Have a good holiday. Public Safety, Mr. Clark.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Alan.
First
Morning.
item is approve the renewal of the Go-To Assist remote license at a cost of $660. This is a budgeted expense.
Okay.
Okay.
Second item is approve the purchase of a replacement adder for dispatch computers from CDW at a cost of $716.50.
Okay.
Next item is to approve the payment of $17,306.09 to Penn Power for initial work at the Greiser Road Tower Project, budgeted expense with the ARPA project funding.
Okay.
Progress of a sort.
And the last item is to approve the registration and associated costs for 2 public safety employees to attend the Pennsylvania NENA, it's the National Emergency Number Association, conference at State College at approximate cost of $900. And that is in September 18th to the 20th, and it's a budgeted expense.
Any questions for Alan?
Nope.
Thank you, Alan.
Thanks, Alan.
Crawford County Planning.
Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Zach.
Apparently, we're gonna be here long.
Wow.
I'll go through as quick as I can.
Okay, you give it your best shot.
The first 3 items this morning are reimbursement requests to Vogue Heating and Cooling, all associated with the construction workforce industry. The first reimbursement is for $1,040. The second reimbursement is for $1,280, and the third reimbursement is again for $1,280.
Okay.
Yes.
The next item, we're asking for a reimbursement approval to RE Johnson Electric for $4,576 for their construction workforce industry program funds. All 4 of those previous 3 and this one are paid out of whole home.
Okay.
Okay.
With regards to that one, Zach, is it so much higher? Is it billed at a different interval, or?
So it is higher because these are the students that graduated and are now working, and it's the first 6 months of them being employed.
Oh.
So the
Okay.
salaries are higher, and they are working 40 hours a week.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. The next item, we're asking for approval to pay an invoice for Porter Consulting Engineering. The amount is $2,454.97 for the Heidi Cooper Park project. This is paid for out of the county's CDBG CV3 grant.
Okay.
The next item is approval to pay 2 invoices for Michael Baker International in the amount of $7,361.70. This is for the 2024 Comprehensive Plan project and is paid for out of the State Facilities Transition Closure Program. We're also asking to pay an invoice to LSSE in the amount of $6,000 for the Conneautville, Washington Street Stormwater Management Project. It is paid for out of the 2020 CDBG program. We're also seeking approval to pay an invoice from Dyson Helmy in the amount of $5,146.63 for the Venango Borough Carl Gurdon Park project. This is paid for out of the 2021 CDBG fund. And if you've been by, that is in full swing right now.
Yesterday, I saw it.
Yeah. We're also asking approval of a contract between Crawford County and the city of Titusville for the Blight Revitalization Program. The amount would be $7,556, and it's for the demolition of a single-family structure at 216 North Drake Street in Titusville.
So that's our first blight.
This is our second
Second.
Blight project. Yep, the first Blight project was one here in the city of
Yeah.
Meadville
Oh, you're
with
right,
Common
you're
Roots.
right.
This is the second one the city of Titusville has acquired and is looking to tear down a blighted structure along, it's not Mill Run, whatever this Creek is
Yeah.
in Titusville. No, it's the tributary, Church Run.
Church.
That's,
Thank you.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the city
Along
manager is
Church
very appreciative of that.
Yep.
I mean, they didn't have any other funds if it wouldn't be up there, so
Correct.
do it, so.
So, the next item is requesting approval of a resolution removing Rebecca Dawson as a member of the Crawford County Planning Commission.
Okay,
The next item is requesting approval of a resolution endorsing an application for Highway Safety Improvement Program funding for vulnerable road users to address safety along Route 86 in Meadville. The next item is requesting approval of a resolution designating the authority for the planning office to execute inspection agreements for the whole home repair program. Every single house that gets an inspection, we have to sign an inspection agreement. Rather than bringing every one of those here to you, we're asking you to give us the authorization to execute those. It has no financial liability. You've already approved the cost and approved the number. We just need to sign these agreements.
okay.
Good move.
Okay. Finally, this morning, we're asking you to approve a series of plans, policies, and resolutions for the county's 2024. So let's make a correction there, 2024 CDBG program. Our Section 3 Compliance Officer Resolution, our Section 3 Plan, our Language Access Plan, CDBG Citizen Participation Plan, Residential Anti-Displacement and Relocation Assistance Plan, Section 504 Plan, Section 504 Grievance Procedure, Minority and Women's Business Enterprise Plan, and our CDBG Real Property Disposition Policy.
Okay.
Okay. Those are all required to receive the federal funding.
Just a note to, just based on the article in the paper today, but I can't tell you guys enough for the help you do with the Cambridge Borough. They're very excited, and it's really what planning is about, is getting partners together to make a project work. And I mean, just, you know, the area and the neighborhood of Cambridge Borough. Christine's very familiar with that area. It's going to be a big thing. I heard the other day there was kids that are camping and partying in there, and it's bad thing. So there's good potential for that project, and you guys did a lot of that work, and I appreciate it, so.
No problem. Thank you
good.
guys.
Thanks, Zach.
Appreciate it.
County maintenance.
Good morning, Mark.
Morning.
Asking approval to pay Guzik Concrete Masonry for the work done on the brick wall project at the courthouse for $63,617.
This is all done, right? The cap's on?
Yep.
Okay.
Looks good.
Okay.
The next one is approval of a change order to Guzik Concrete Masonry because they had to excavate and remove a stone foundation from the old jail that we didn't realize was there during the project for $2,696.
Okay.
Asking approval to pay Eads Group for professional services on the parking deck rehab project for $13,500.04.
Okay.
Approval to pay Rabe Environmental Systems to reinstall the condensing unit for the assembly room as part of the brick wall project at the courthouse for $1,661.40.
Okay.
Asking approval to buy a new pressure washer from Home Depot for $699.99.
Okay.
Asking approval of a proposal from the Eads Group to prepare budgetary engineering and construction estimates to pave John Holt Way, replace the curb, and repave a parking lot at juvenile probation down on Chestnut for $1,520.
Okay.
And last, asking approval to pay Stantec for professional services to close out the youth show arena project as well as the courthouse brick wall project for $1,851.10.
Okay. Any questions for Mark?
When's the fence coming down in the back?
I've called and spoke to that guy, sent him emails, he says he's gonna be right down and get it.
You send it right to Cambridge Springs if you want, that'd be good.
Yeah, we just wanna move it.
I don't know why he doesn't come and
Okay.
get it. We're not getting charged.
No,
It's
it's
a
okay.
one-time fee.
Thank you.
But he has been notified. Thanks.
Fair enough, thank you.
Human Services?
Good morning.
Good morning, Sue.
Morning.
I'm requesting approval of the Horizon Information Systems Incorporated Maintenance End-User License and Backup Agreements. The maintenance agreement covers 3 software programs that we utilize.
Okay.
Requesting approval of the MOU with Dennis L. Marsilli to provide consultation to CCHS regarding the county's crisis response system. The goal of the project is to have Crawford County law enforcement, mental health services, and mental health advocacy groups fully accept the crisis intervention team philosophy and implement CIT practices in the field appropriately.
Okay.
Requesting approval to appoint Timothy Rogers to the CCHS Advisory Board. Mr. Rogers has lived in Crawford County for 11 years. He is a graduate of Edinburgh University with a BA in Criminal Justice. He's currently employed as the project manager for Sturdy Boots Construction. Mr. Rogers has sat on the board at Drug and Alcohol, serves on the Common Roots Fundraising Committee, attends Community Council, and will be serving as the newly formed Furniture Closet. He has been a member of a 12-step fellowship for over 6 years and serves on several committees as part of that fellowship.
I fully support Mr. Rogers. He's a great guy and really working with some opioid settlement dollars with us. It's nice to have him for an advocate for that as well, so I appreciate it.
He's very excited, so
Exciting.
he can't wait. Requesting approval of the purchase requisition to Dell Incorporated for the purchase of 3 Latitude 3340 tablets with pens. The total cost is $3,554.43. There is no cost to the county. They are being purchased with ID ARPA funds, and there is no county match. Requesting approval of the F2 amendment to the fiscal year 23-24 CYS JP contract with Pathways Adolescent Center for the Family First Transition Act funds. This amendment is adding reimbursement from Family First funding to the contract for costs that the provider already incurred for security equipment and trauma training. Family First Transition Act funds must be spent by June 30th. There's no county match on these funds. Requesting approval of the C1 amendment to the fiscal year 23-24 professional contract with Common Roots for startup costs for the Furniture Closet. The retained revenue plan was amended to increase the Common Roots award from $61,304 to $62,572. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 24-25 CYS contract with Crawford County Drug and Alcohol Executive Commission for individual counseling, group therapy, assessments, case coordination, recovery support services, resource coordination, CYS requested drug screens, and case consultations. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 24-25 CYS contract with Cray Youth and Family Services for foster care services. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 24-25 CYS contract with Family Service and Children's Aid Society of Venango County for individual, group, and intensive psychotherapy. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 24-25 JP contract with Outside In School of Experiential Education for the Voyagers program. This is the same service that we contracted for in fiscal year 23-24. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 24-25 JP contract with White Deer Run for co-prep and 2-week diagnostic services. These are the same services that we contracted for in 23-24. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 24-25 mental health contract with the Achievement Center of Lecom Health for family-based mental health services. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 24-25 MHID contract with Crawford County Mental Health Awareness Program for the Drop-In Center, Community Education and Outreach, Psych Rehab, Homeless Support, PATH, Rep Payee, Certified Peer Specialist, Housing, Warm Line, Pathfinders, In-Home and Community Sports, and Support Medical Environment. These are the same services that we contracted for in fiscal year 23-24. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 24-25 mental health contract with Family Service and Children's Aid Society of Venango County for Student Assistance Program and Family-Based Mental Health. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 24-25 mental health contract with Grapevine Center for Consumer Family Satisfaction Team Survey Services. We have not contracted with this provider before, but we're no longer contracting with Crawford County Consumer Satisfaction Team as of June 30th. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 24-25 mental health contract with Mercer County Behavioral Health Commission for mental health crisis intervention and delegate services. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 24-25 mental health contract with Regional Counseling Center for outpatient individual, group, family therapy, psych evals, and medication management services. Requesting approval of the fiscal year 24-25 professional contract with Titusville Area Hospital for individual, group, and family therapy, psychiatric evaluation, medication management, intakes, mobile psych nursing, wellness visits, and nurse assessments.
Any questions for Sue? Thank you, Sue.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Sue.
Sheriff Powers.
Good morning.
Morning, Dave.
Hi, David.
I'm here this morning. I have 2 items. DEP raised the registration fee for the x-ray machines by $85, making it a commissioner approval item. And I have on here that Judicial Center for $585, and I also have the courthouse on there for $585. But I don't think Gina's gotten the bill yet.
Okay.
So I figured it's easier to take it off
Okay.
and put it, add it to the list.
Any questions for Dave? Okay, thank you. Finance.
Good morning.
Morning.
For your approval, I have the following invoice to Illinois Supply Company. It's invoice number 3679. It's for dispensers for the libraries in the amount of $3,598.65. Next, I have for ratification the following two invoices. The first is to P-CHIP. It's invoice number 176116-0. It's our July 2024 health insurance in the amount of $627,954.50. And the second is to the Northwest Commission. It is the invoice number was 765, and it's the 2024 per capita dues in the amount of $5,213.
Any questions for Stephanie? Those
Those
dispensers are naloxone dispensers
Okay.
as part of the opioid settlement trust fund and administration. So that money will be coming directly from the opioid money. Okay, and commissioners?
There's a notification from Bursick Klingman Revocable Trust for a GP2 permit for small docks and boat launching ramps for an existing dock on Canada Lake in Bloomfield Township. An Act 14 notification from Garland March for a reissuance of a NPDES permit for a single residence sewage treatment plant to allow the discharge of treated sewage to surface waters in Vernon Township. An Act 14 notification from Richard and Nancy Miller to amend the current individual NPDES permit to a PAG 04 permit classification for a single residence sewage treatment plant to allow the discharge of treated sewage to surface waters in South Shenango Township. Notification from Vitro Meadville Flat Glass LLC regarding a Chapter 102 permit for the construction of Air Products BSA site, electrical substation, ramp enclosure, water line relocation, and electric feed from existing substation with stormwater discharge to an unnamed tributary to Williams Run in Greenwood Township. And then 3 Act 1467-68 notifications from Dyson Halmy for water quality management and NPDES permit for a small flow treatment or sewage treatment facilities to serve existing single-family residences with discharge to an unnamed tributary to Watson Run in Vernon Township, French Creek in West Meade Township, and Stranahan Run in Sparta Township.
Any questions for Courtney? Okay, the upcoming events will be closed tomorrow, July 4th for Independence Day. The next work session, or next full session is July 10th. Next work session is July 17th. Any public comment? Commissioner comments. Commissioner Seeley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd just like to extend my thanks to the dozens of first responders that took the time out of their evenings over the past week to meet with the commissioners, as well as the EMS staff, or the emergency services staff, as we've rolled out the initial feasibility study results from MCM Consulting on the ongoing digital radio project. We are fully aware of the gravity of that decision that now sits before us, and we understand there are consequences, good and bad, with however we decide to proceed, and that certainly is not lost on us. But the input from those first responders that use those radios day in and day out was invaluable to us, and we appreciate their time. And I'd like to thank the gentleman sitting to my right, as you guys have been very flexible and conscientious as I've tried to learn that part of your world. I am new to emergency radios, and I certainly appreciate your kindness as I've had to take in that information. I owe you a piano lesson or something like that. I'll repay you somehow.
Oh, that'll be wonderful.
Otherwise, just have a safe and happy 4th. All the corn I passed on the way to work today was knee-high, so I think that bodes well
Some
for
of
us.
it's much larger than that.
Some of it's much larger, so thank you very much and have a wonderful weekend.
Commissioner Shell.
I would echo some of the same stuff Commissioner Seeley mentioned about all the meetings we've had the past week with the public safety agencies. It was quite a task. We realized a whole lot of things. There's a lot of people concerned about communications in the county, and after meeting with, I think we almost hit every fire department and ambulance service except
Just about.
one.
Or a handful, maybe.
what we found out that the average age of volunteer firefighters in the county are 55 to 60 years old, folks.
I was gonna say you're.
So you young people might want to pitch in and help out there somewhere along the line. But it was a very interesting week. It's going to cost a lot of money, and we got to figure out how to solve the problem. Tomorrow is the 4th. Good things happen on the 4th, and there's some bad things that happen on the 4th. So be careful with the fireworks, be careful with the drinking and driving, and there was a pretty tragic accident in Union City just this week involving fireworks, and things you got to remember. Things can go wrong real quick. But other than that, try to have a safe time.
Thank you, and I would just like to reiterate the planning office that the work they've done, not just in Cambridge Springs to help the borough of Cambridge, but if you get a chance to look at some of the plans for the Carl Gurdon Park, it's going to be a very nice park. Also, Heidi Cooper is looking very nice. There's a lot of good things.
And also, the comp plan is online.
And the
right
comp
now,
plan
too,
is
I
on,
should say,
on,
yeah.
on high alert now too, so a lot of good things happening. I will tell you that the city manager Tice was very happy about the blight, the issue. They, again, didn't have the extra money to do that. So a lot of stuff that's going through planning offices, doing a good job. I appreciate them. Other than that, everyone have a good 4th, and we'll see you next week.